Listen carefully, because what you're about to hear is the kind of information most people only realize when it's already too late to use it. A man was pulled over for something small, just a minor issue with his car. Nothing serious, no criminal record, nothing illegal inside the vehicle, just a routine stop, the kind that happens every single day to ordinary drivers. 9 minutes later, he was in handcuffs. Let that sink in. 9 minutes. Not because he broke the law, not because something illegal was found, but because he said things he didn't need to say. A few simple words, a few unnecessary answers, and everything escalated faster than he could understand. Now here's where most people make the biggest mistake. They hear a story like this, and they assume there must be more. They assume something serious happened. They assume the driver made a big error. They assume it wouldn't happen to them. But that assumption is exactly why this system works so well. Because this isn't rare, it isn't unusual, and it definitely isn't random. It's predictable, it's structured, it's repeated again and again, thousands of times every single day. Because what feels like a normal interaction on the side of the road is not just a conversation. It's a system, a controlled, trained, repeatable system designed for one purpose: to get you to give up your rights voluntarily, calmly, and without resistance. No pressure, no force, no obvious conflict, just psychology. This is Pedal, and on How to Get a UK Driving License, Step by Step. I'm going to show you exactly how that system works, and how to completely break it using 6 simple moves. 6 moves, about 30 seconds. That's all it takes to shift control back to you. No arguments, no attitude, no confrontation, just awareness, precision, and timing. Because once you understand what's happening, you stop reacting emotionally, and you start responding intelligently. And that changes everything. The moment those lights appear behind you, the system begins. You pull over. You stop the car. You wait. And the officer approaches, calm, confident, controlled. And the very first tool they use isn't authority, it's tone. Hey, could you step out for me? Do you mind stepping out real quick? It sounds polite, it sounds friendly, it sounds like a simple request. And that's exactly why it works. Because your brain doesn't hear a command, it hears a social situation. And in social situations, people don't like saying no. You don't want to seem rude. You don't want to create tension. You don't want to make things worse. So you comply. You open the door. You step out. And right there, in that exact moment, something critical just happened. On camera, you exited voluntarily. No one forced you. No one ordered you clearly. You chose to step out, and that voluntary action becomes the legal foundation for everything that follows. Now the second phase begins. Separation. You're no longer inside your car, you're outside. Your environment has changed completely. Traffic moving past you, lights flashing behind you, your heart rate increasing. You feel exposed. And when people feel exposed, they feel pressure. And when they feel pressure, they start talking, which leads directly into the next stage, conversation. Where are you heading? Long journey? Everything all right tonight? It sounds harmless. It sounds like small talk. It sounds normal, but it's not. Every answer you give becomes information. Every sentence you say becomes part of a narrative. You think you're just being polite, but in reality, you're building a story with your own words, a story that can be written down, reviewed, and used later. And then comes the final phase, the most important moment in the entire interaction, the pivot. After a few minutes, after things calm down, after you start to feel comfortable, that's when it happens. You don't mind if I take a quick look inside the car, do you? And in that exact moment, your brain works against you. It tells you, you've got nothing to hide. This will be quicker. Saying no looks suspicious, so you say yes. And that one word changes everything, because now they don't need anything else. No warrant, no probable cause, no justification, just your consent, clearly recorded. That's the system. Now here's how you break it. Step by step. Move 1. The moment they mention stepping out. Before your hand moves, before you react, before anything changes. You say calmly, "Officer, are you asking me or ordering me to step out of the vehicle?" One sentence, and the entire interaction shifts, because now they have to be clear. Request or order. If it's a request, you can remain in your vehicle. If it's an order, you comply, but now you're aware of what's happening. Move 2 before you open the door. Officer, for the record, what is the lawful basis for this order? You're not arguing, you're not resisting, you're documenting. And documentation creates accountability. Whatever they say is now captured. Move 3. As you step out. I am complying with your order under protest. My hands will remain visible at all times. Now everything is clear. You're not volunteering. You're complying. And your actions are controlled and visible. Then you close your car door. A small action, but a powerful one. Because what's not visible limits what can be used. Move 4. When the questions begin. This is where most people lose control. They talk, they explain, they justify. Instead, you say, "Officer, I am invoking my right to remain silent." Those words create protection. After that, nothing. No extra conversation, no explanations, just calm silence. Move 5. When they ask to search your car. I do not consent to any searches. Clear, firm, direct. No explanation. Just repeat it if needed. Because if they had the legal right to search, they wouldn't need your permission. And finally, move 6. When your documents are returned, when everything feels finished, that's when you stay focused. Thank you, officer. Am I free to leave? That question forces clarity. If yes, you leave immediately. If no, you say, I do not consent to any searches, and I would like to speak with an attorney. And then, silence. Complete silence. Because at that point, you've done everything correctly. Everything calm. Everything controlled. Everything recorded. And that's the difference. Because most people don't get into trouble because they're guilty. They get into trouble because they don't understand the moment they're in. If this changed the way you think, even slightly, don't ignore it. Save it. Replay it. Share it with someone who drives. Because the moment you actually need this information, you won't have time to learn it. The smartest drivers aren't the loudest. They're not the ones arguing on the roadside. They're the ones who stay calm, stay precise, and know exactly what to say and exactly when to stop talking. Stay aware, stay sharp, stay protected. This is Pedal, only on How to Get a UK Driving License, Step by Steps.